Oh, come on. I just, this thing is being aberrant. Yep. I don't know. Maybe I don't have any patience with this kind of chicanery. Don't know how to. Ah, God, I hate these things. What the heck? It's gonna fall, right? Might as well fall. That's a motor. It's the sound of a pretty decent motor. That is looks like a late model Barracuda or something. There's another one over there too, two black ones. I'm just being basically quiet, thinking about what I would like to hope for Christmas. But I, don't really have the luxuries that I earned and lost, of I made a couple videos about some of my gripes and grinders about the elements of this website and how they've become detrimental to communication. Like first, I can just imagine. Like maybe I should shut up. I mean, I keep starting to have thoughts about stuff I want to say, but it really doesn't matter. At every turn and every bypass, my ability to communicate with anybody is hindered greatly. I have an uncle who won't even talk to me anymore because and he won't talk to my mom. That's my mom's brother. We used to go to my uncle's for Christmas. Used to have family. Fellowship. Food. Breaking bread together. I have a lot of really good memories of family around Christmas. It's always exciting. It was always, I think we all looked forward to it when we were young. have family around, relatives you don't get to see. And of course, you always take time to remember those we lost in the past and the past year. Saying grace, looking across the table at a big honey ham and a massive turkey with stuffing and green bean casserole with the onion rings on top of it or whatever. Sweet potato pie, pumpkin pie, the smells of Christmas, mistletoe, the lights, the crunch of ice on the ground or snow, the crisp sky with the stars. Home. Yep. Four-letter word, home. Doorbell rings and you got cheering and you open the door and there's pick a relative, a friend, a dear friend, an old high school friend, you know, with a bottle of wine or a bottle of something to drink in their hand and a tinfoil covered pie or a side dish that they're bringing to share in the fellowship of good nature for the year and positivity for the future. You know, shoveling your sidewalk when it snows. One holiday season, I think it was Christmas time of, I would say 1977. Me and my friend Rob Lindsay, junior high school, we lived in Arlington, Virginia, near the Pentagon. You know, my mom was working as singing jazz. Stepdad was tuning pianos and playing music for a living. And I had the initiative to go and shovel walkways and driveways for neighbors, you know, for 10 or 20 bucks a shot. And me and Rob, we banged out, I don't know, 4 or 5. I had $100. Like nearly $100 in ones, fives, and tens. I think I had a $20 bill, and it was a really good feeling to work hard, get paid, be rewarded for your efforts and your labor. Went to Crystal City. I think it was Melody, DJ, hey, I'm talking about Christmases. We went to a record store in Crystal City and I got Kiss Alive, 1975. It's like a live album. And man, I mean, I remember looking at the cover, you know, and it's got a picture of the band on a stage, you know, with the drums in the back, and it said Kiss, you know, and I was looking at Ace Frehley and how he's got that Les Paul, and Gene Simmons has got the beginning of what were the Dragon boots, and all, you know, I don't like Kiss no more, but it kind of, that Christmas was kind of interesting because I did not know that my mother had bought me a, yep, exactly. Yep, we did. My mother had bought me a Stormtrooper helmet from Star Wars, and it was a 20th Century Fox licensed item. I mean, it was a replica of the ones used in the movie. And boy, when I opened that thing, oh my God, I thought it was a basketball or something, you know? My mother really worked hard to get me stuff that I really wanted, because she wanted to support my imagination and my interest in reading. And I was lucky from that standpoint that she wasn't stifling. Because I don't think if I had that kind of inspiration, I don't think that I'd be able to think in a way that most people don't. I mean, most people just think obedience. They think, this is what we're told, and this is what we have to do. This is what we're told. This is what we have to do. I just don't think that the common good can be a real common good if it's done under force. I mean, force is not. Force has a place. Okay, force has a place. But I'm feeling not the force from Star Wars, but I'm feeling a force on this site that's very clever, tricky, and it's really getting more clever by the day. And I don't know how exactly they're narrowing the. You know when you're getting cattle, how you get them to go through a bottleneck. You know, get them into. Sometimes you always got that. I think, was it Seller? He had a few years ago. He had a video with this one cow that wouldn't, find the door, out of the gate. Be that cow that doesn't want to go. I don't know. Maybe not. I think the key is to not be there at all, to avoid that situation. We've had a long time, well, at least I have. I've had a long time to be ready for this kind of stuff, and I was ready, and it's all gone now due to circumstances. So I've been focusing in the past couple of years. I've been writing a whole lot of music, but I had the rug pulled out from underneath me. I had an external drive in my backpack that was stolen last week of music going back to 1986 and stuff that I don't have anywhere else. That I was going to put on Spotify. Now, I know that they don't pay you on Spotify. I know they don't pay the artists. But I'll tell you something. Having a Spotify has really saved me in the evenings when I'm alone, where I am in concealment to rest for the night till 6 a.m. and listening to music that I haven't heard, that I don't have access to, because they've made all these formats obsolete, CDs and da-da-da-da, even radio to some extent, and it's really good to have access to. As a musician, I love to listen to music. I mean, I really do. I'm not going to wax on it. Yeah, it was a 500 gigabyte external drive, and when you plugged it into a computer, it had an Apple data cord that a very special person gave to me in 2012, around this time of year when I was participating in Occupy, when I was one of the only libertarians that were um, in that camp. And I really started to realize um, what was upon us. And it's, you can't, I mean, there's so many things. It just gets really tangential when you think about everybody is like either obedient or they're starting to ask questions and then they don't want to ask them because they're scared. I don't want to say that. I might hurt somebody's feelings. You might hurt the banker's feelings. But yeah. So yeah, I wanted to put my music on Spotify to kind of make a footprint for it, you know. And I wasn't really sure I was doing that when I started my channel, because the reason I started my channel is because I wanted to share my music. I wanted to share music I had written, music I was gonna write, and I sat there for like an hour. What am I gonna call this channel? And I said, well, I'd like to just represent who I am. You know, the music I write is what I am, what I want to do, so I just use my name. And by circumstance, well, I got to be myself. I mean, I don't want to. I got my Twitter got hacked again. The second Twitter I made. When they got this laptop, they took my Twitter. Someone is on there, being Vincent Willis, and I had just gotten a message from Sammy Hagar like 2 weeks ago, and it was him. It was his Twitter. I mean, I looked at it, I researched, I looked it up. All these phone videos from Sammy Hagar sitting in his back porch playing guitar. And so I responded to Sammy Hagar like in this long, you know, basically I come from a line of musicians and I play guitar, and I was really inspired by what he did with Edward Van Halen and what he did for Van Halen and his writing and what he does with Joe Satriani. And if you want to hear a really good version of Highway Star from 2014, look up Chickenfoot playing Highway Star. It's awesome. It's Joe Satriani is going to do the Best of All Worlds tour that Sammy Hagar is doing as like a Van Halen tribute. And Joe Satriani had never learned any Van Halen, so there's some Howard Stern videos of them playing in his studio, and Joe Satriani trying to play the intro to Mean Street, and he does it really well. There's some mistakes, but they're authentic mistakes. They're not something that are like something I would do, where it would cause irreparable damage to the song. There's always there's a joke. If you make a mistake as a guitar player, do it twice so it sounds intentional, right? You need to stop worrying and someone gets hurt feeling. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was going off on some feely stuff about Christmas. See, I don't want. I mean, those things mean something to me. You know, family. If you don't have family, that ain't nothing. And reflecting on the Christmases of past mean a lot to me. I mean, because I ain't got family, so Christmas is like. And I really wanted to have my own family. That meant a lot to me. I wanted to be with Carla until I couldn't get up from the toilet, and I would be old, and she'd say something cantankerous to me and pick me up or something like that, you know. But those things are gone, man. She's gone, so. No, I understand. I mean, like for example, YouTube has this thing, if you're a creator, your channel post videos like, what do you want your pronoun to be? And I typed in musician, and it didn't have anything. So I left it blank. What's DDT? Hey man. So, man, family has been torn apart the past couple of 2-3 years by this thing that everybody has to get to protect themselves from an invisible menace. This is what happened with my uncle. He was just isolating himself. You know, he's already sick from his service-related injuries. I mean, Agent Orange, he's real sick and he's refusing to die. I want him to stay alive, but he's a shell of the man he was 5 years ago. You know, my uncle was in the Marines. He was in Way City, you know, and he's not who he used to be. So he was my uncle, and if something was going on and I need help, he would always help me. My dad was gone, you know, and he was kind of like an uncle father, and my mother's brother. And now there's how many families have been destroyed by this, man? How many families, countless families, are divided by this perversion of self-righteous. You didn't do this. You didn't conform to this demand. So you know we're not going to share. We're not going to break bread with you, and don't bother buying us gifts or sending us gifts. I've been hearing so much of that, and that breaks my heart. So, to a degree, they kind of succeeded in driving a wedge through families, not just like previous 10, 15 years ago between friends, dividing about, no, the war is good, the war is bad, you know, it's a for-profit war. No, it's not, you know. And that is a serious personal issue that has destroyed the family unit. And if I was in a position of power, I'd make a public address like this, and I'd say, all you need to just stop blindly obeying. Don't even blindly obey me, but I want you to be with family. I want you to put aside that fear, and I want you to pick up the phone. Excuse me. You don't pick up the phone anymore. Those phones are, just call them, contact them, drive over there. Show up at the door and say, hey, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I'm not going to get sick and die if you give me a hug. Now, family is it's like it's a map. I mean, like when everything is gone and the lights haven't been on for 5 years, and the cities are whatever, and if you have a map, you're going to know where you're going. You're going to know where the sun sets and rises, and you can tell north, south, east, and west. But if you have a map from the time before, it's going to give you a real good idea of where you're going. If you're going somewhere that might possibly be better. And that's what I meant by the video I posted a few months ago called When a Map is Gold. Because the phone ain't going to work. You're not going to have Google Maps. Okay? So, having an atlas, a road atlas, topographical map. Anyway, family. You know, in the 50s they wanted to build up the nuclear family. They wanted to have all these population units, you know, have the mother pump out 2.3 babies. Now it's a reductive. Now it's a destructive. Now it's a curse. No, because people are are starting to see this game, and too late, man. You can't unsee what you've seen. Yeah, in 2002, when I found out my friend was killed, and I just wanted to know, I'm watching that tape I put in that morning. I'm going, man, them buildings don't look like they've fallen normally. And I just was, you can't unsee that, you know? And you can't undo the damage that's done by the oligarchs or these banks or these multinational corporations without family. That's why they destroy it. Because that is the thing that's going to bind people together. And you can have any family. People you can trust with your life, their family. They have to understand your trust is not being naive. You're trusting them because you value their character, you value their input, you value their skills and their knowledge. That's what family is. You know, you have a brother you don't get along with and you fight. You know, you get to know each other by fighting, or by going through hardship together. That's family. It can be. It doesn't have to be, you know, a relative, an actual blood relative. So, make family, make friends. That's all I got. Thanks for listening. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. And if you play guitar, play today. If you don't, start learning. And play your ass off. All right, good night. Take care, DJ. Thanks for hanging out. I gotta go.